All right, so this is the answer to question A. So draw all of the forces. Everything has a weight. So 8 times 9.8 is 78.4 newtons. The 2 kilogram has weight of 19.6 newtons. The 8 kilogram is touching a surface, so it has a force of a normal. This is a boring problem, so you don't have to show work for that. Their rope is pulling in and up. The rope molecules are stretched, and they both want to pull in from both sides. Hopefully that makes sense. And then the question is, for what value of this applied force does the 2 kilogram accelerate upwards? So if the 2 kilogram is accelerating upwards, since they're a system, then the 8 kilogram is accelerating to the right. So those are our positive, negative signs. And the acceleration of the system is the sum of all of the forces that are parallel to the motion and external over the sum of the masses. What makes this a tiny bit abstract is they just say upward. So basically what you want is for A to be greater than 0. You want this thing to be greater than 0. If it's equal to 0, the forces are balanced. If it's less than 0, we guessed wrong and it's accelerating downward. Okay, so that means it doesn't really matter what the denominator is. It means we want the sum of all the external forces parallel to the motion to be greater than 0. Okay, so let's look at what we have. We have the applied force. We have minus tension. We have plus tension. Those are going to cancel. Save some time. We have minus 19.6. And that has to be greater than 0. So for that to be true, we will just add 19.6 to both sides. The horizontal force needs to be greater than 19.6. If it's equal to 19.6, then the acceleration is 0. And if it's less than 19.6, then this force is winning and things are accelerating down. That in part is why they made this frictionless, because if there were friction, then it's not as simple as just greater than 19.6. We'd have to compare it to friction. We'd have to beat both friction and 19.6. And then for the 2 to win, the 2 would have to beat the applied force and friction. So there'd be a range. It wouldn't just be greater than 19.6 or less than 19.6. Okay, so, but accelerating upwards just means my acceleration is some positive number bigger than 0. All right, so tiny bit open-ended question, but hopefully that makes sense, and thanks for listening.